Okay, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we are back with the Quadrifoglio. If you guys are from the last video, thanks a lot for all the views and the comments you guys left. It inspired me to make a part 2 of the car. So in this video, we're going to do a little bit more cosmetic work on the car, cover a little bit of the things that I left from the last video. There's a few details that I didn't include in the first part of this build. So if you guys like this kind of content, especially with the Quadrifoglio, make sure to pause the video, click subscribe and like. It helps out the channel, it helps me out. It motivates me to make more videos. Get 1,000 likes on this episode and I'll keep on uploading videos of the Quadrifoglio. There's not many of these cars, I've only seen a few, and it's always a blast to drive this car. So let's get into it. So you can see it's been sitting here for a while. I went on a little mini vacation. The car has cobwebs, it has dust everywhere. So it's in need of a much needed wash. So one of the reasons why I actually ended up buying the Quadrifoglio was because I had previously owned a base model Giulia. So as many people, I didn't really know much about the brand. I knew that I wanted an all-wheel drive vehicle. So in 2023, I was able to bid and win a car out in Colorado. So this car was a hail damage car, so it did come out with a clean title vehicle. I used paintless dent removal to get all the dents out, and then I later vinyl wrapped it in a British racing green. So we flew out to Colorado, we drove back to San Francisco, so that was a really fun drive with my dad. We drove through multiple states that I personally have never visited, such as Utah, Colorado, Nevada, on Route 66. So I had a lot of good memories with the car. I took it out to the snow, I took it to the mountain, I installed the Starlight headliner. So with the gray all-wheel drive Giulia, I ended up selling it to a guy out in California. It was for his 16-year-old son, so I had the pleasure of going out and delivering it for him. And he was kind enough to give us a flight back home. That was a really fun experience, also shared with my dad. Kind of was this full circle moment, going out to California in a plane and then coming back home after selling it. So before I got the Giulia Quadrifoglio, I owned a few other cars. I owned a PT Cruiser that I bought and sold, as well as a Volkswagen GLI, in hopes of saving up a little bit more money to get the Quadrifoglio. Open it up a little bit. So later in the video, we'll go and drive the Giulia, but for now, let's get this car nice and washed. So on this particular car, it did come with front PPF. I decided to take it off just because I didn't really like the finish of it. It left some lines on the car, so I just ended up taking it off. I ended up putting some carbon fiber on the mirrors. So I know this is a little controversial sometimes, but I think it's okay. I think it looks good and it also protects the paint. So one of the first things I'm going to be doing to this Giulia is adding this aftermarket bypass for the auto start and stop function. So this particular model does not actually remember if you toggle this on or off. So every time you get into the vehicle, you have to remember to click this on. If not, the car, let's say at a stop sign or a stoplight or just in traffic, will automatically turn off. So by installing this, it will permanently disable that function. So you don't have to worry about the car turning off or remembering to turn off this function. So removing the piece, we can install the new aftermarket part. I think it was around $30 on eBay. It does come from China, so it did take a few weeks. There are some listings where people try to sell them for hundreds of dollars, but it's basically all the same. So the next aftermarket addition is these puddle lights. It shows a nice Alfa Romeo script on the bottom when you open the door. So all you have to do is pry off these old lights. They're yellow and they're not really that bright when you open the door. Just be careful to not burn yourself because these bulbs are pretty hot. By using a flathead, we can kind of wedge this piece up and to the left, and we can gently slide it off. Once it's off, we can install this new aftermarket piece. All right, so we changed this and we added that light. So let's see if it works, if any weird lights come on. Whenever you disconnect the battery, there's always a bunch of crap that comes on. So as you can see, all the service lights came on again, which is really annoying actually. But it seems like this did stay on. Let's see, do we have that light on? So here's the alignment spec sheet. So this was before the alignment. These are the before measurements of the rear and the front tires. You could see a lot of it is out of spec. Bring it back to spec, specifically the rear. So the alignment shop did not actually change the camber or the caster. I believe this may be because of an aftermarket part that this car has, or maybe because from the factory this is already pointed aggressively. For the rear, we are all back in the green. We are all back into spec. So some of the things that I didn't show in the first part of the video was that when I replaced the rear battery, the battery compartment was full of acid residue. Unfortunately, it did create one small hole, but I was able to catch this in time. So I called my local Alfa Romeo service center and they quoted me $300 just to replace the battery. That is excluding the price of the OEM battery, which I think was around $300 as well. So it would have been a total of around $600 just to replace this battery. So I opted out for a Costco brand battery and I did the labor myself. The battery location of these Giulias are in a pretty awkward position, so it is important to make sure when you replace your battery, you put the hose connected to the battery so that it drains out any acid that's coming out of the battery, so this does not happen. So the Alfa also did come with these aftermarket gyro disc brakes. I wanted to actually keep these. I ordered a new ring off of eBay, but for some reason it did not fit, so we had to go back to the OEM Brembo discs. So some of the things that we will be fixing in the next video are these rims. As you can see, I think all 4 tires do have some type of scuff marks. As far as the bumper on the front, we ended up just painting it in a satin black, and I think it looks pretty good. It kind of goes along with that body line from the front splitter. So we did not have to actually paint that blue. I think it came out pretty good. This car does come with remote control start. So you just click this twice. And it starts engaging the car. That way you guys can hear it. Oh damn, it turned off for some reason. Okay, so we are low on fuel, so I did not want to do that cold start. So let's warm it up a little bit and head to the nearest gas station. All right, so we're going on a quick drive with the Alfa once we washed it. Have a mic on the outside. Hopefully it picks up good. Yeah, as of right now, I'm only driving in dynamic mode. I don't have race mode activated. The reason for that is because I have not changed the active aero motor. So on eBay, it's around $1,200 new, or I can find a used one. I think I've seen some for around $700. So as of now, I'm just daily driving it on dynamic mode, but it's still really fun to drive. Race mode basically enables you to get traction control off. So if you guys want to see me drive in race mode, make sure you comment down below if you guys want to see that. Yeah, it feels good. Feels good to drive this car. Let's go back on the freeway here. We got second gear here. We're going through the freeway. The handling, the power are really good. So in the last video, I got a lot of comments regarding the full total cost breakdown. So I'll have a list right here. I think it was around 13,000 was the final bid. To get it out of Copart was around 15,000. Not too sure exactly the right numbers, but I'll have them listed here next to me. The parts alone, there's quite a lot of parts. I still need some parts as mentioned, like that active aero splitter motor in the front, which will be around $700. One of the final parts of the build was to get the wheels aligned, and that was $300. To get the car registered and on the road was about $1,600, so that was a big chunk of change there. In terms of suspension parts, I'll list a bunch of parts here. All of them are mainly used. I didn't really go to the dealer for many things except for the wheel speed sensor. That was the only thing that I actually bought new. Where I saved a lot of money was actually in the body panels, so paint and body work was all done here at home. I think buying new rear and back bumpers are like around $1,500 each, so that's a total cost savings of around $3,000 that I saved. So I think the total build cost is around $20,000. I'll have the real total here, but I think that's what I last calculated. It might have gone up a little bit. But basically, the car new, uncrashed, is about $30,000. Of course, it has a salvage title. Realistically, if I tried to sell the car, it'd only really sell for around maybe $22,000, $23,000. So there's not much profit to be made, but the main reason why I bought this car, put some good miles on it, go on some good road trip. That's my plan right now, just to keep it, drive it, enjoy it, and film more content. If you guys like seeing the Quadrifoglio videos, make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting some more after this video. Hopefully by the next video, we'll get that active aero splitter, and then we can finally get this into race mode so we can really push the car for the first time out in the back roads. I think the 0 to 60 time is around 3.8 seconds. This is one of the modes when you're driving in dynamic. We have a G-force meter. Basically shows you how much G-force you're pushing on the car, which is kind of fun when you're driving it. Also shows you the gears. So right now we're on 4th gear. You downshift to 3rd gear. So yeah, right now California gasoline is no joke. Pulling into this Chevron, we can see that the price of premium is almost $7. Somewhere along the way, this became more than just a rebuild. It became memories that I'll remember for the rest of my life. And hopefully this inspires you to start something new, because at the end of the day, those moments become more valuable than anything you can ever build.